I'm Eva Zubek and I'm an adventure travel YouTuber, and this is Women Beyond Borders on Euronews Travel. I've been traveling and filmmaking full-time for the last 3 years, but it wasn't always like this. I actually used to work a pretty conventional job in London, and after doing some soul searching, I realized that what I really wanted to do was travel the world. That had always been my dream. I had always wanted to tell stories, and that's how I started making videos.
I'm in Kathmandu and it's the last day before we leave for the Everest base camp. We're basically flying through the world's most dangerous airport. I'm pretty excited about that.
The tourism industry has grown into one of the biggest industries on earth in the last few decades. That kind of has led to travel becoming a little bit more commercial than perhaps it should be. I think in an era where travel is so widely accessible, it's really difficult sometimes to be able to find places that are not overcrowded with tourists and places that really feel genuine. I know it's hard to find those places, but they still do exist. There are places in the world that aren't as commonly visited, and where perhaps travelers are not seen as commodities, but as guests. And those are the places that I like to visit.
This is how beautiful the world is. This is how beautiful this island is. Everything about being here feels raw.
I would say that traveling solo as a woman has really enabled me to kind of go in between spaces that male travelers, for example, would not always have access to. As a solo female traveler, I have created really strong bonds with other women in very conservative countries, such as Saudi Arabia. I have been able to stay in a Bedouin camp in the desert in Oman with several other women. So I think it's always worth putting yourself out there in safe ways, but really standing up for, solo female travel. Let's not create a story of fear around solo female travel. Let's create a story of empowerment. For me, travel is all about challenging yourself. It's about going outside of your comfort zone. It's about meeting new people and cultures that you would not have otherwise met. Why else would you go halfway across the world to lie on a beach? Surely it's to learn something new and find something different and expand your own way of thinking, expand your mind, expand your soul. That's why I travel.
Oh my God, we're in the middle of Mauritania on an iron ore train.
What really drives me in life is a sense of curiosity. What I really deeply believe in is this idea of going out there beyond your comfort zone and exploring, seeing the world around you, and through that prism, kind of exploring yourself. Travel is so much more than moving physically through the world. Travel is all about that inner journey that takes place without you even realizing it. There have been so many situations where I felt completely overwhelmed and alone and not good enough throughout my travels, be it horse trekking in Mongolia or cycling across Poland.
This is too much. I don't know how much more horse I can handle.
I think all of these experiences, push us and show us what else we can do, because you don't know what you're capable of, what you're truly capable of, until you reach the limit of what you thought you were capable of, and then you still keep on pushing past that limit. That's when you really find out just how strong you are and what you're made of. In terms of what's coming up next in my life, I've got a couple of major climbs planned, as well as my very first ultra marathon. But before any of that happens, we've got a show, a very exciting show about traveling across the Balkans, coming out here on Euronews Travel, so make sure you check it out in January.